For every farmer, the growing season is a testament to hope, hard work, and a never-ending battle. A constant watch against the forces of nature. Each seed planted in fertile soil carries the promise of a bountiful harvest, a promise that supports livelihoods and feeds communities. But this promise is always at risk. A silent invasion of pests can ruin months of dedicated work in just a few days. Leaves are full of holes, stems are weakened by insects sucking out the sap. Spider mite webs. It's a heartbreaking experience, not just because of damaged crops, but it's a direct hit on potential income and food security. This constant pressure creates a deep sense of distress and urgency, a desperate search for a reliable shield to protect the fruits of their labor. This is a battle fought on many fronts, where the enemies are tiny, numerous, and often hidden until the damage is already significant. Aphids, mealybugs, hungry caterpillars. They multiply at an amazing rate and drain the life from the crops. Farmers walk their fields every day, knowing that a slow response can lead to terrible losses. In this fight, they need powerful and predictable tools that neutralize the threat while keeping the crops healthy. Diafenthiuron is a specific insecticide and miticide that belongs to the Thiourea chemical group. It's not a general-purpose poison, but a complex compound with a unique way of working. When applied to crops, it stays on the plant's surface. Pests like aphids or spider mites must come into direct contact with the residue, or more commonly, eat it when munching on treated plants. Once inside the body, a metabolic change happens. The Diafenthiuron molecule is pretty inactive, but it changes into a strong active compound called carbodiamide. This change is key to its effectiveness and how specific it is. Carbodiamide attacks the cell's energy production system, stopping the essential enzyme mitochondrial ATP synthase. It's like turning off the engine of a power plant. By blocking this enzyme, the pest's energy source is shut down. The immediate effect is a quick stop to feeding. Even though it might still move for a short time, its ability to cause harm is almost completely stopped. After the initial paralysis, the pest becomes slow and uncoordinated. Within 2 to 4 days, its biological systems fail, leading to death. The delayed death makes sure the target population is completely eliminated. Diafenthiuron works well against many sap-sucking pests, aphids, mealybugs, leafhoppers, thrips. It's also a strong miticide against spider mites, and it controls diamondback moth larvae. It can be used on cotton, vegetables, fruits, and ornamental plants. Success depends on correct application, and Diafenthiuron is no exception. Timing is the most important factor. Spray at the first sign of pests. Target early, vulnerable life stages. Avoid letting the population explode. Spray during cooler hours, early morning, late afternoon to reduce evaporation and thermal drift, and when pollinators are less active. Following the label is for legal compliance and safety. Use the right dose for the crop and target pest. Using too little leads to poor control and resistance. Too much is wasteful, increases costs, and raises risks. Mix with clean water in a residue-free tank. Stir well to create a uniform mixture. Calibrate to achieve the recommended water volume. Use medium-sized droplets for good coverage and less drift. Goal: even coverage on all surfaces, especially the undersides of leaves and deep within the canopy where aphids and mites hide. Personal safety is most important. Chemical-resistant gloves, long-sleeved shirt, long pants, closed-toe shoes, safety goggles, and a respirator when mixing and spraying. Avoid skin and eye contact. If it gets on you, wash immediately with soap and water. Clean PPE as directed, shower, and change into clean clothes. After use, triple rinse the sprayer and spray the rinse water back onto the treated area to prevent point source pollution. Remember that Diafenthiuron works through contact and ingestion, so thorough coverage is key to its effectiveness. Part 4. Managing risks. Environmental and ecological footprint. Effectiveness comes with responsibility and risks that need careful management. A main concern: its impact on non-target organisms, especially beneficial insects. This compound is highly toxic to bees and other pollinators. Absolutely avoid spraying when crops are flowering or when weeds are blooming in the field. Spray early in the morning or late in the evening when bees are not foraging to reduce risk. Diafenthiuron is very toxic to fish and aquatic invertebrates. Do not let the product contaminate ponds, streams, rivers, or drainage ditches. Do not spray when it's windy to prevent drift. Be aware of surface runoff after heavy rain. Maintain untreated buffer zones as required by law and good practice. Properly dispose of empty containers and rinse water to prevent point source pollution. Residues on produce relate to food safety and marketability. Strictly follow the pre-harvest interval, PHI, on the label for each crop. Following the PHI helps residues break down below the maximum residue limit. Repeated use of the same mechanism can lead to resistance over time. Rotate Diafenthiuron with different chemical groups to keep its effectiveness long-term and for sustainable control. Part 5. Beyond the silver bullet, applying integrated pest management. Relying only on one chemical, no matter how effective, is not sustainable. IPM sees the farm as an ecosystem, managing pests below economic damage levels using many tactics. Crop rotation, breaking life cycles, cleaning up crop residue, choosing resistant varieties. Regular monitoring to make decisions based on evidence instead of preventative spraying. Diafenthiuron is one tool among many, only used when monitoring shows it's necessary. Spray at the right time, in the right place. Integrating alternative methods reduces reliance on synthetic chemicals. Preserving and introducing natural enemies can be very effective. Biological pesticides from microbes, plant extracts, and minerals are often more specific and safer for the environment and people. When chemicals are needed, the principle of rotation is crucial. Diafenthiuron group 12A, then maybe a neonicotinoid 4A or pyrethroid 3A, depending on the target pest and local resistance patterns. Prevent consecutive generations from being exposed to the same mechanism to slow down the evolution of resistance. Diafenthiuron is a powerful asset to protect yield and profit, but it requires respect and responsible management. Follow the label, ensure personal and environmental safety, understand ecological risks, and integrate it into IPM.